At least this is better than what we had. It's not as robust as package tracking, never will be. Welcome to SMPostcards. It's time to go over the August 2024 eBay standard envelope tracking scan analysis. This is something I do every month, the first of the month from the previous month, on how the scans and eBay standard envelope is working. I go out and I get 100 random paid and shipped mailings of postcards from my eBay store, and I track those and I look for scans. I create the label, I look for origin, destination, out for delivery, and delivered. Then I check how many days it took to be mailed from the day I mailed it to when it gets there. And then I also go through and I put the state in there in case there's a problem. Now this month is, I said a few months ago it was the worst month. I think this month is the worst month of 2024, was August. eBay was under 90% in all 4 of the scan areas this month, and 14 no scans. Now when scans don't occur, what that does, it doesn't mean the card's not making it there. I'm not getting a lot of where's my postcards because of the no scans. But if it's under 90% out of the 100 for those scans, we tend to get more where's my postcard, did you ship this, and stuff like that. But even though they had a real bad month with under 90%, the cards are still getting there. And you'll see the refunds and stuff I track for each month. So we're going to walk through the details real quick in a minute. But before that, I just want to walk you through how it works. I'm not going to play the clip. I played that for a while. I'm just going to show you the picture. So this is basically how it works. Now eBay and Etsy are together because I used to sell on Etsy. Etsy has letter tracking just like eBay standard envelope. Macari has it. LetterTrack has it. It's a option, a service provided by the post office. So it's not just eBay creating this. They just branded it eBay standard envelope. But when you mail something, it goes to the post office. And then the post office sends the tracking up to eBay. eBay parses the information back and forth, I guess. I don't know all the details of how it works, but that's basically in a nutshell how it works. And then it gets to the customer. Even though the scans do not occur, it still most of the time gets to the customer. They just don't have the tracking for it. Now let's get into the guts of this whole tracking that I do. This right here is the little spreadsheet that I keep. I got it all automated kind of. I just have to plug in some numbers and it helps me put this together. But I track 100 random mailings for August 2024 from the start of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. I just randomly take it. There's no sequence or whatever. So let's walk through the fields real quick so you understand how this works. So the first one is the destination state. So if I mailed a card from Illinois to California, I'm going to put California. And if you notice, there's 12 Californias on the chart. The next one is label. I create the label. That's 100%. I know I did that. That's my control. So that's always going to be 100. Then the first hop is your first sorting center. Remember, these scans cannot be scanned by your carrier or at the post office. And it's only scanned at the high-speed sorting machines in the sorting centers, the distribution centers. Mine was in Champaign. I think they're moving it to Missouri. That's the first hop. It's going to get scanned. I got the worst origin scans ever. Always has been, and they've never gotten better really. Then after that it goes to the next sorting center to get in the destination, and you usually see a destination scan at that sorting center. Then it says out for delivery at the next sorting center, and then it says delivered. Now remember, even though it says delivered does not mean it's at the mailbox of the customer like a package. Package tracking is more robust, and we pay more for that, for them to be able to scan that package with their wands, the carriers, or at the post office. This just basically says it's at the last sorting center before the route, so it could be 1 to 3 days later that it gets to the house. You'll get a lot of questions. Where's my postcard? It says delivered. I don't see it. I have this little cut and paste thing here that I send to customers when they have that, and I put it back on them. Please let me know if it does not show up in the next 1 to 3 days. I don't tell them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and stuff like that. That's going to trigger them, I think. So I try to ease them out. Hey, if they hit me up on a Friday, hey, can you wait till Wednesday and let me know on Wednesday if it doesn't show up, and we'll take care of this. Most of the time they show up and I never hear from them. But if you tell them 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, you just got to be patient and give them all the heartache of what you got to be as a reseller. It's going to trigger them, and they're going to throw a case in, and you're going to have to do something in a couple days with eBay. So kind of wean them into it. Try to get 1 to 4 days out of it, and it'll show up most of the time. Then I do the average of the days from when I start. So if I mailed it on the 1st and it made it on the 6th, I add 1 day because it's at the sorting center. You can add whatever days you want. Consistently, I just added 1 day. So if it was 5 days with the numbers, it's 6 days. So that's what the last one on there is, column. But let's go down at the bottom. This is very disturbing for this month. I know they're making a lot of changes at the post office, but this doesn't help sellers when stuff like this happens. So let's look at origin scan. Out of 100 mailings, they only had 55 of them had an origin scan. They missed 45. So 45 mailings that went through the sorting centers did not get scanned, like they said it should. This is what they said they do, and it doesn't. Destination scan, 78 out of 100. They missed 22. So 22%. Out for delivery, 82%. They missed 18 of those. And then the delivered, 79. They missed 21 of the all-important delivered scan. And then the average days it took to mail a postcard is 5 days out of these 100. Wasn't too bad. But underneath there, if you notice, I track a few other things. It's kind of grown over time as I've done this for the last couple of years. No scans, that means there was no scan. It just says label created, tracking number created in the scan. There was nothing in there. Most of the time it says at the top of eBay thing is it's delayed, it'll be delivered that day. Never happens. 14, no scans. I thought we were over this. When eBay standard envelope first started, we were getting a lot of those. But 14 of them out of 100 did not get scans. I only had 2 requests of where's my postcard? Did you ship this or whatever? So that's not bad with a bad month like this. I only had 2 people message me, where's my postcard that watch tracking. So they're getting used to it, I think, or they're not watching it, or they forgot they ordered it. Refunds, I had 1 refund. From the beginning of the month, they contacted me like the middle of the month. It just didn't show up. I got them to wait another couple, 3-4 days. And it just didn't show up, and I don't even think it's there on there. Out of one of the requests, a person was very concerned it did show up after I sent them the little cut and paste thing. Claim sent, I have a claim coming up I need to do early next month on there, but I didn't have any claims to do that. And missed pickups, that's when I put stuff in my mailbox and they don't pick it up, because one time I went out to my mailbox the next day and guess what? My stuff from the day before was in there. I thought they picked it up, but they didn't. So they only had 1 of those in all the years. I think they probably missed 2 for all the years I reselled at my house. I got great post office people. I know they've had a lot of temps, but I don't know why. Maybe I didn't put the flag up. I thought I did. The flag was still up when I went out there, so I don't know. A lot of red on this chart. The red means if I created, let's say on California here, 12 labels, and anywhere across the scans it's below 12, I mark it as I put red on it. This has got a lot of red. Look at the origin column. It's just basically, I might as well just color it all red. And then you get into every one of these. This is probably one of the most red I put on one in a long time. Now I also do a year-to-date chart. This is just August, but look at this. This is a rolling chart for the year. The blue line there is my origin scans. Look at it, it's just up and down, and look at August, just way down. The worst month for origin scans. And all the other ones, the green, the red, they all dropped this month below that dotted line of 90% that I drew in the sand. The goal is to be 100%, always. But I drew a line at 90% because to me it feels like I get more requests, returns, refunds, stuff like that if it drops below that. I had to draw it somewhere. But 100% is what they should be trying to strive for. But it's dropping. The trend is not there. My origin scan is horrible. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe when they move to the new one. But I also track for the year how the post office is actually getting the mail to the customer. Now in January here, they had 6 days. That's because of ice storms in Alabama and stuff like that. The trucks weren't moving. But then they've stayed consistent 5 days. And remember, that's me adding 1 day to it. Every time I deliver, it's been 5 business days or 5 days on the dates that it made it. So that's still good, even though the scans aren't happening. Now remember, with eBay standard envelope, under $20, $20 and under, and the whole order can't be over $50. But if you have a lost or damaged postcard and you use eBay standard envelope, you can get your money back. This video here walks you through a little review of eBay standard envelope and the claim process, the form. So make sure you check that out. I got over $70 back last year. I think I'm probably about $30, $20 this year. I haven't had a lot of them, but if it's lost or damaged, just refund the customer if you use eBay standard envelope, and you have to wait for 30 days and 90 days. In between there, it'll be in your PayPal in 48 hours. I have never had one not completed, not approved. Don't be afraid to use eBay standard envelope, because if you don't, you're not going to get insurance with the post office or anything like that. And if you're not using eBay standard envelope, your competitors are. It gives you a better price, it's easy to work with, has insurance, and you can print the label and put it on the envelope. So there's really no reason. Over 95% of the sellers now use eBay standard envelope for trade cards and all that stuff, and postcards. So this is just another one of those quick videos I'll do every month, and I'll keep tracking this going forward, because I do not like the trend. I'd like to get it to a point where I don't have to do this. But after all the couple of years of doing this, I don't see where I can stop. Do you still use eBay standard envelope? What if you put it in a stamp and a label and just send it out? You have nothing like we did years ago. At least this is better than what we had. It's not as robust as package tracking, never will be, because we don't pay $6, $7 to ship something across for that. That's all it is. Hope September does better. We'll see. Thanks. I'll talk to you on the next one.